Hello there. I'm Scotty, and you're not. And I make no apologies for this, but I love Good Burger. I love the movie. I love it. I know people are down on it. They say it's terrible. They say it's stupid. I know it's stupid, but I love it. I reviewed this movie back in 2019, my first year. I believe I was doing some random reviews, and I reviewed it back then. But I feel like it's time, you know, to revisit this movie. You know, uh, may even been 2020, but early 20. I don't know. But it's time I revisited this and gave a proper review in my proper format now, with a proper rating. And sometimes when we revisit movies, you kind of look down on them more, especially down on them more on looking at things as a reviewer and just as a fan. But let me tell you something. I still love this movie. I did find a couple things. One of them's a nitpick. One is something that sticks out for me watching this again. But before I get into the movie, a backstory on where this came from. Back in 1994, Nickelodeon introduced a sketch comedy show for kids entitled All That. One of the big sketches from the show was Good Burger, which featured Kel Mitchell as a uh, store as a clerk. Uh, what do you call him? He sits at the thing and asks what you want from the food, and he's stupid, he's crazy, and weird things happen with him. And it's a little 5-minute sketch that came in. Kenan Thompson would also show up as Lester Oak's construction worker. By 1998, the show was very popular, and so was the sketch. So they decided to be like Saturday Night Live, which often all that was, said to be a kid version of Saturday Night Live, a kid-friendly version. And so they decided to take a note from Saturday Night Live and produce their own movie, which it only got one movie. This one, Good Burger. It is not that bad, to be honest. I mean, I love the movie, I should say. But yeah, we could have seen spin-off movies of Barney Kibitz or Detective Dan. I would have loved a Detective Dan movie. A movie all about Dolmont Junior High School with Principal Pimpel and Miss Fingerly. I would have loved that. Um, what else could you have done? Uh, I don't know, a movie about Ask Ashley, maybe? I don't know how that would have worked, but you could have done other sketches. An Ear Boy movie. You know what I mean? You could have done stuff. But you only got Good Burger, which, yes, is as good as it gets. But yeah, and the premise of Good Burger, it's kind of, there's two different stories going on here that kind of converge into one. Good Burger is facing problems as they are uh, going to have a competition, Mondo Burger, which could put them out of business. Meanwhile, Dexter Reed is in hot water as well as he accidentally crashed into his teacher's uh, car with his mother's car, and he has no license. So he was forced to get a summer job. And also, it's kind of Ed's fault because he came roller skating in front of him, or rollerblading in front of him, and caused the car accident. So now he's forced to find a summer job, which he goes to Mondo Burger, but doesn't last long, ends up in Good Burger. And that's where this kind of comes in. Like I said, Kenan was Lester Hope's construction worker on All That in those sketches. But here he's playing a completely different character, which I think works because I don't think you could sit like Lester Oaks is a good character, but he kind of has that attitude about him where I don't think he would fit for an entire film. So having Kenan to come in and play a different character works. There is one thing I noticed though, and it's one of the nitpicks I have. What's the age range here? So Kenan Dexter is in high school. I'm assuming he's junior, gonna go into be a senior. I'm assuming that's got to be at least around that. However, Ed is not in school because he this is the last day of school, and he's on his way to Good Burger at the same time when an accident happened, which is weird because Ed is rollerblading to work at the time that the car accident happens, which is after school. So that Ed not wake up until 3 o'clock in the afternoon for his job. I could see that happening, I guess, but I don't know. But he's not in school. Or maybe he was supposed to go in school and he slept down through. I don't know. But, the consensus was with the sketch that he was an adult-ish. All the other people in there are supposed to be adults, I think. So I'm thinking Ed is supposed to be an adult, but Dexter's a teenager. And, Dexter, Keenan was playing an adult in the sketch, but now he's a teenager. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. They can't be too far apart, though. So I'm thinking Ed probably graduated from high school at this point, and maybe he's like 19, 20-ish. Although how long has he been working for Good Burger? I don't know. But yeah. So, yeah, and so the first part of this is him waking up, and Dexter's already at school. Yeah, maybe he did wake up late, because you see him wake up, but then when it comes to Dexter, he's already at school, and he's like, I didn't mean to actually yawn, but it happened. I don't mean to actually yawn in my videos anyway, but it happened. It's 9 o'clock Central Time right now, so it's getting close to my bed-to-bye time. But, maybe he did oversleep. Whoa, a clock. I guess I should have looked at what time it said on the clock. Yeah, he wakes up and goes, whoa, a clock, and then he's taking a shower in his clothes. And the one thing is that Ed never takes off his little work hat thing because it's attached to the wig that Kel Mitchell is wearing. So no matter what happens, he's always wearing that. So yeah, we get this goofiness where he's rollerblading to work, and then there's a thing with a baby and a basketball where he ends up with he has a baby, accidentally takes the baby. He's dragging this girl with who's attached to jump rope, and then he accidentally takes this baby, and then he runs into a basketball game. And now he's got the basketball, and they shoot the baby into the hoop. It's a little weird, but this movie gets weird. And then in the incident with Mondo Burger. We incident with Keenan where he runs into his teacher. Teacher played by Sinbad, by the way. Mr. Wheat, played by Sinbad. This guy is dressed like it's the 70s. Like, he's got that weird little 70s-like shirt, afro. He's just all over the place. The fro, the shirt, and the jacket. You have a nice summer shave, the whole thing. Yeah, Shaft. I wanted to look at that he was saying Cher, but now it's Shaft. And they play in there. That's a little song in the background. Yeah. Yeah, so we cut to an accident happens, and so we have this whole thing where he's on his way to Ed, and a cameo from the great Robert Wool, who says, I just want to order my food, but they only have one counter person, and that's Ed. That's it. They don't have any more counter people, and he isn't there yet. So I'm thinking he must have slept in. Now I'm thinking about it. He gets there just before he counts one, and then because of the phrasing, he's like, let me have 2 good burgers. You can't just have them. You gotta pay for them. Just give me 2 good burgers. You can't just have them. I have to give them to you. Just give me 2 good burgers. You gotta pay for them. And, forget it. I'll go to Mondo Burger. What's Mondo Burger? And they're like, and you see that building over there? It's a giant-ass building, and it's going squinting to see it. Like, it's far, far away. Yeah, that's Mondo Burger, and, yeah. So then we cut to Dexter has gotten a job with Mondo Burger and he's in the kitchen learning how to stuff. And we're introduced to the villain of the film and the owner and proprietor of Mondo Burger, Kurt Boswell, as we find out his last name. And yeah, he's a tyrannical leader who's shorter than probably everyone there, but they all bow now to him. His lackeys, one of them played by J. August Richards of Angel, but nice to see him here doing a little goofiness. Due to making some jokes, because he's like, Mondo Burger is family. Kurt is now both your mother and your father. To which Dexter says, Kurt must look really strange, naked. And yeah, because of the jokes he made, he's fired. Ends up at Good Burger, where Ed gets him a job. And of course, he recognizes Ed, but can't quite picture where you see him from. We get introduced to the characters. We have Otis, played by Abe Vigoda, rest in peace. He's one of the funniest guys there. We have Patch, played by the late Ron Lester, rest in peace. Yeah, you know, like Varsity Blues, and playing almost the exact same character for Varsity Blues in another teen movie. But yeah, rest in peace, man. And then we have Monique. I think Sha Jackson is her actor's name. I'm not exactly sure. And there's Dee Dee, who we are told is a vegetarian. Well, first, Ed says she's a veterinarian. And he's like, no, I'm a vegetarian. That means she doesn't eat fur. No, I don't wear fur. I don't eat meat. She's working at a burger joint. Hello. And then there's Fizz, played by Josh Server, whose character would be on the show after this. He would show up here and there, but I think after this, they will incorporate the actual character's name onto the sketch, into the sketch for all that, you know, the Good Burger sketch. So, yeah. But I can assume that maybe Monique was the character played by Angelique Bates in the first two seasons, and by this time they were in 1998. They were in season 4 by this point when this came out. So I don't know. Yeah. So because they fired the delivery guy for O'Malley for showing up to work without his pants. Yeah, that's how he was fired. By the way, and I know I have to mention this, the boss, Mr. Bailey, is played by Dan Schneider. Now, there's going to be a lot of things, especially in the later half of this of the series, where it is connected to Dan Schneider. I just want to point out there that I don't want to talk about, you know, the Dan Schneider situation. I don't want to keep it out of the comments and everything. But yeah, he's weird, creepy, what he has done, whatever. So let's just leave it at that. But he is in this movie. He's Mr. Bailey, another character that was also on the show. But this character was on the show before the movie. So, and they kind of kept it going. So there's that. So yeah, and Dexter gets a job, and so they run deliveries. And so they go out in the burger review. He says, think you can handle her? Don't know. I never driven a sandwich before. And then they drive out, of course. Ed's a reckless driver. I don't even know if he has a license. You know. Yeah, and he hits on Monique. She has nothing to do with him. And then we find out it's because she, you know, she thinks there's something about him. She doesn't trust him, which she's kind of right. You know. And so it cuts to later that night, almost closing time. Kurt and his two lackeys show up, and he says, Mondo Burger's going to open. Why are you having a grand opening for Mondo Burger this late at night? When it's almost closing time for Good Burger, you're opening Mondo Burger. Why? They're going to have a big celebration and stuff. Sure. And so they have this big celebration that completely cuts the power from Good Burger. And Mondo Burger has burgers that are double the size of a Good Burger, and they're selling a lot more, and they're, of course, popular. And we get the song Opposable Thumb by, I don't remember, I forgot the name, but I got Opposable Thumb, Opposable Thumb, Opposable Thumb. I got one. That whole thing. Actually, it's called Man. Not Opposable Thumb, it's called Man. Man! I don't remember. But, yeah, it shows Kurt making all the money and stuff, and then this ends with Mr. Bailey coming in with a Good Burger and showing them, hey, I forgot to mention, I think this is the point where it's revealed to Dexter, at least, that Ed was the one who caused the accident when he shows up in the roller skates in Good Burger and knocks Otis down and says, "Can you take me to the hospital? I think I broke my ass." Let me tell you something. I heard that back in the day. I was like, this is PG movie. It's a PG movie. And he said, ass. Well, PG. I'm just saying, you know. You hear that? PG movie. Especially based on something like All That. There wasn't that stuff in there, but they had that kind of humor. But I guess with PG, you could do a little more. I guess. I don't know. But, yeah. So, at this point, Good Burger is not doing much. And, yeah. So, they look at the Good Burger. It's, I think this might be when it happens. I don't know. It was the next day, and he's having lunch, and Ed must have lunch with him, but Dexter's mad at him, and then we get Grape Nose Boy. Blibbity 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 blibbity. I'm gonna tell you so much. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you've seen in Slaughter Kirk's review of Good Burger, it doesn't actually go on for that long. He extends it very much. Okay? So I gotta... Oh my God. He extends it to make it annoying. It's really not that annoying in the movie. I'm just saying. But Cal brings out this special sauce he uses for his burger and his fries and stuff. And then, then he gets it on Dexter where he tastes it and says, it's kind of good. And then shows everyone else, and they're like, we want to have the secret sauce on our burgers and everything so we can make more money. So, yeah, and, so he goes back and he starts making the sauce. It becomes a hit. And we get the song, the theme song, We're All Dudes, which is a song that goes, I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, we're all dudes, hey, I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude. It's like the theme song for a Good Burger, which is a little bit different from the show. It's like, I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, because we're all dudes, hey, I'm a dude. They changed it up a little bit for this, but yeah, and it doesn't make any sense. But now Good Burger is making money, so we got a montage of Mondo Burger making money. Now Good Burger's making money. Kurt is pissed because Good Burger's making money. They should be out of business. We cut to the back, and Ed's making sauce, and then here comes Dexter, and he makes the deal with him, signing his contract that he gets most of the money earnings that Mr. Bailey is giving him for making the sauce, and so he makes the deal with him. And then Dee Dee comes in. And this is a little awkward here. Dee Dee comes in and goes, people are loving your sauce. What's in it? Ed starts to say, he takes some pickles and some lemon juice. But Dexter tackles him and tells him not to say anything. Then Dee Dee's just gone. Like, she's gone. Like, he tackles him, and then Dee Dee's just gone. Like, she's why'd you tackle him? She's just gone. I never understood why she just disappears, but... she's just gone. He says you can't say anything, can't let anybody know what the sauce is so they can make it, and the whole thing, I'm assuming that, but also, not making money and stuff. So Kurt tries to talk to Ed, like, he tries to talk to Ed and get him to come work for Mondo Burger. I think it's that, or is it? No. The date is first, right? Right? Losing my mind here. I'm trying to think. I just watched a damn movie. I'm trying to think. I think he sends Roxanne first to get out of him, but Ed's so stupid he can't even recognize when someone's flirting with him. So they go on a double date, and it's him and Roxanne versus Dexter and Monique. And this is when Dexter starts to like it, or Monique starts to like Dexter, and then like Ed totally destroys this woman, Roxanne, who's just trying to get information about the sauce, but she ends up getting injured and everything, and then quits. So this is when, this is when Kurt shows up and picks Ed up and tries to talk to him to join Mondo Burger. You get lines like, how much are you getting paid? Like $5 an hour or whatever. He goes, well, how does $10 sound? So he goes, I don't know. Kind of sounds like, And then we get the, he said his name was Kurt. So we get Kurt Boswell. He goes, I want you to come to work for Mondo Burger. You make your sauce for Kurt. Who's Kurt? I'm Kurt. I'm Ed. I'm aware. You said you were Kurt. I love that line. And, but he doesn't work for him yet. And he was dropped off at Good Burger. And Dexter's like, hey, what are you doing with him? And, just pushing buttons and hanging out. And so then they're in the back, and the dog comes up, and he's like, what's that? He says there are clowns stuck in a car, and their engine broke. He's like, man, it's a dog. They don't speak that way. They're just hungry. So he gives him a Mondo Burger, but the dog won't eat it. So then he gives him a Good Burger, and the dog eats it. So the dog must sense there's something bad in the Mondo Burgers. So they decide to go infiltrate Mondo Burger to figure out what's going on, why the dog won't eat it and stuff like that. And then we cut to clowns stuck in a car with the engine. So Ed was right. I like that gag. But they sneak into Mondo Burger dressed as women. And then they do the water. No. Okay. Water. But and then they find out that they're putting a little dot of something on the burger. When it goes in the machine, it becomes big. Find out this is actually triamphethol, which is a shark poison. It's very illegal. And so to stop Ed and Dexter from telling everyone, they're sent to Demented Hills Sanitarium, not house thing. And so, so they're out of the way. And so Kurt's like, we gotta figure out a way to put Good Burger out of business. So they're gonna put poison, shark poison. Triamphethol is not shark poison. The other one, okay, triamphethol is not shark poison. Shark poison is the other thing. They put in the Good Burger sauce to poison, to make all the Good Burger customers sick, so they go over the Mondo Burger. And they're gonna eventually get sick there too. So, but Otis is sleeping at Good Burger, catches them, and he's thrown into mental hills too. While there, Ed makes friends with a Mr. Mean Scary Man, which is what I'll call him, when he frees him from a straitjacket and he goes free and destroys the place. And then he meets a crazy girl named Heather, played by Linda Cardellini, who said aliens, I think, told her to free all the giraffes in the zoo, or the penguins or something like that. Yeah, and she's there now too. So they're trying to figure out a way to get out, but they don't know. And Ed is they're in like a, I don't know what to call it. Everyone's in the same place, like a recreational place or whatever. And one guy, played by George Clinton, who one song was played earlier during the opening, "Fries and a Shake," says, "Man, this music sucks." So Ed goes over and turns the radio, turns it to better music, which is George Clinton, Freak of the Week. She was a freak. She was a freak of the week. Yeah, she was a freak. Oh, was it sweet? Yeah. That song, which I danced to, of course. And so Dexter decides to use this as a way to distract the guards, get them to dance, and then beat the holy hell out of them and take the keys. They, however, eventually the alarms go off and they run to a room where they find Mr. Mean Scary Man, but he ain't at it cool, right? And so Dexter goes, "Hey, Mr. Mean Scary Man, could you break the windows?" So he throws Dexter through the windows, breaking them. And then Ed jumps out, lands on Dexter, and Otis jumps out. Now I'll come back to this because seems to be a deleted ending or an alternate ending to this movie that was similar yet different. We'll talk about it. So they get out and they steal an ice cream truck while orderlies are following them in their truck and they're throwing ice cream and sherbet and stuff at them. Eventually they get to Good Burger and he says, "Ed, run to Good Burger, make sure nobody eats the sauce." So these two old ladies have come in already each ordered a Good Burger with extra sauce. And they get in there, and one old lady, who I think I've seen on all that before, is like, "Oh, poo, I ordered mustard." "Then why'd you get the good sauce?" Or, "I wanted mustard." I'm not really coughing. I got phlegm in my throat trying to get it out. So, it's not that I'm coughing or anything. I got my nose. It was fun going through here, but so Kel comes in just as the lady's about to eat it, and he tackles the old lady. He's like, "Ed, get off the old lady!" And Dexter comes in. "What happened?" I tackled this old lady." "All right, tell me why that's a good thing." Because they poisoned the good sauce, which they say it for everyone. So don't let me eat the sauce. And so they sneak back to Mondo Burger, climbing up the top and going down the shaft to sorry. Phlegm's coming. I know I gotta get this like a phlegm ball that's gonna come, but and they get in there and they get assembled the triamethol. He tells Ed to get the triamethol while he distracts the others, and so he shoots the two goons with ketchup and mustard, and then the chase ensues, and Ed gets in and gets a can of triamethol back and knocks the stuff into the vat and just starts pouring it in there. Eventually, Dexter is chased to the roof by Kurt and the cronies, and he's like, "Got you. You're toast." I need a drink. My throat is getting dry again. He's like, "No, because right now Ed is on the way to the police station with a can of your illegal triamethol." Ed shows up with a can of it, and it's empty. It wasn't empty when I found it. And then the big beefy burgers with all the triamethol in it start to explode. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is Mr. Wheat, the teacher throughout the film, shows up periodically. He shows up at Good Burger to hand the receipt for his car being fixed, which is more than they estimated, you know. And then he goes to eat lunch at Mondo Burger, home of the Big Booty Burger, home of the Big Booty Burger, home of the Big Booty Burger. And then during the time in which they are, earlier in the film, I forgot to mention this, they get a delivery to Shaq. During this, they run over Mr. Wheat's mailbox. And then during the chase with the ice cream truck, they run over it again as he's going to put it back. And so here, everything is exploding. Things are falling apart. Mondo Burger. Mr. Wheat drives up. Giant ass burger falls off the building, lands right upside down on his car. Cops show up. Kurt and the others are arrested. Dexter pays half of his that he owes, and then go off. And we get two jokes, one which works, the other one isn't. He's like, Dexter tells him, I'm tearing up the contract, don't do this anymore. He's like, what? You don't want to be part of this anymore? It's because I'm black. No, it's not because I'm, oh, never mind. That part's funny. But then he goes, hold on. Sorry, had to put my nose. But then, the joke that doesn't work is when Ed's like, I just want to tell you, I'm going to miss you, Dexter. Forever be my friend. I'm not going anywhere, man. Oh, never mind. I've never found that to be funny. They get back to Good Burger and they're celebrating. They're chanting, Ed. And because he's stupid, he's going, what? And they're like, Ed, say something. He goes, well, there's only one thing left to say. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? And the movie ends, and you get a reprisal of We're All Dudes. Now, I don't know specifics, but there have been pictures leaked out there that would suggest that Heather, Linda Cardellini's character, was supposed to escape with them. And there was pictures of her at Good Burger during the end. I'm assuming if that was the case, maybe she stayed behind at Good Burger while they went to get the stuff and then comes back, or maybe it was totally different ending and they took her out. Sorry about that. Needed that though. That's what I was trying to get rid of, this whole damn review. There it is, right in the end. But yeah, Heather was at some point supposed to be in the ending because there are pictures of her at Good Burger. So I don't know. But yeah, guys, I love this movie. Like, the only thing, I said there was one thing that kind of stood out while watching this, and that is that at one point in the film, it does sort of start to drag. And I realized watching it this time that things are going, good. This movie is only an hour and a half. But the Roxanne stuff can go a little long. And then the movie takes a left turn when they go to not Weston Hills. That's Freddy Krueger. To Demented Hills. And it kind of just takes out. It's a whole side thing. Because they're stuck there. And the main plot of trying to stop Mondo Burger is kind of thrown out, so we can be stuck at this place for about 10 to 15 minutes, really. Maybe half hour. 15 to 20 minutes, I would say, but maybe not that long, but still. But I gotta say, for me, it doesn't hurt the film. I love this movie, and I know people are going to question this. People are going to criticize it, and they're gonna, even people who don't like this movie, like Nostalgia Critic, would probably get very confused. But for me, Good Burger can go to the moon. That's right. It's one of my favorite movies. It's in my top 10 favorite movies of all time, so obviously it's going to the moon. I mean, hello. So, yes. Next up, we'll go to 1998 to look at the first feature film based on a Nicktoon. And, you better get your screwdrivers ready because a baby's gotta do what a baby's gotta do. Till then, what are your thoughts on Good Burger? Let me know in the comments. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.